So, a year ago today, I started my online journey, my brand, my community, and just putting myself out there. If I made this video 2 years from now, it would be totally different. I'd have 1,200 things that I would have done differently. A month ago, in hindsight, there's 100 things I would have done differently. But I wanted to make it today because that's kind of the point. Like, just go, just start wherever you're at. You're 2 steps ahead of somebody else, and wherever you're meant to go, sometimes it can feel really overwhelming when you're starting at the bottom. That's like the worst, right? That's the hardest. It's all the hardest, but that's the hardest part, because you have this whole hill to climb, and you haven't had any tangible results yet, so it seems really impossible. And everyone's ahead of you, which also is really daunting. But the thing is, you just need to start somewhere. I was really like torturing myself for months before I had my first author mixer, because I was worried no one would show up, and I was not used to just being in a Zoom room with a bunch of people or facilitating Zoom mixers. And it was messy. The first one was messy. Some of them are still messy. I'm really bad at counting, so sometimes my breakout rooms, I send people in for longer or shorter than I say I'm going to. My replay content is blurry, and I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. But I know it's cliche, but done. It's better than perfect. And you just need to go. Like, get over the hardest part of hitting publish, putting up your landing page, putting yourself out there, because the technical stuff is actually not that bad. It's the emotional part of grinding through that phase, and risking the bad criticism and poor reviews and people judging you. People shunning your art. It feels like they're shunning us, and it doesn't really matter if they are, because you're putting yourself out there for somebody, not everybody. And I think I needed to learn that. I'm still learning that. Like, right now, I'm talking to a camera. It feels super stupid, and I'm used to interviews. I'm not used to talking at a camera, and I have to get over my own limiting beliefs. There was a point in my life where I just thought everyone on Instagram was a huge narcissist, and I like, that was a judgment that actually was a detriment to me, because that meant that I could not be on Instagram. Otherwise, I'd be a narcissist. But I do want to talk about what I've learned about the Me Show this year. So the Me Show is a marketing technique that a lot of us use, that I have used, that's ended up really burning me out with my Lyme disease brand. I wrote 75 articles, and I was trying to show up in front of the right person with the right message at the right time over and over and over again. And I never thought to leverage other experts or Lyme disease communities and spotlight anyone but myself. And I kind of burnt out, and this was probably the most noble thing I'll ever do, was write this book for people to, cope and get better, cope with their Lyme disease and get better, and offer Lyme coaching. And I still feel guilty about abandoning this brand, because I think I was just so burnt out chronically self-promoting, right? Chronically making content. Even though it was educational content and it was helping people, it was content creation that bled into my time I could be writing, and into my time I could be networking and building communities and meeting people in their communities. So this time around, I've really focused on collaboration. And If you've listened to me before, you know this because I talk about this a lot. And I'd like to talk about a few different types of collaboration, but I'll just focus on one. Freebie swaps are such an easy way to start meeting people in your industry who serve your ideal readers already. So your readers already trust these people. Rather than showing up with the right message, right person, right time. Yeah, I get it. I get why that's valuable, having a relatable message. But you also need to consider the fact that it's 2022 and we live in a time where people are seeing 4 to 10,000 promotions a day. That's a lot. Like we think, 100 to 150 emails a day is a lot. There's so much noise in our feeds, and people are so averse to being pitched and sold. And even with freebies, we are in a race to the bottom, pricing our books at 99 cents, giving them away for free. Like we're fighting to give away our things for free. And it's hard when people don't trust you. Like they don't, sure, the message could sound really good, but who are you? And who are these 10,000 other people who are just invading their feeds? So that's why I love the idea of relationship building. It's not about hiding behind your computer and crossing your fingers and hoping if you post in enough promo threads, your message will resonate. And of the 10,000 promotions your ideal customer's seen, they're going to buy from you. And it's really like, can we bring it old school and make some relationships? Marketing, I've learned, is about making relationships. So it's not just about vying for people's attention and the me show. It's about networking with the right people, with the right customers, and the right people in your industry who your customers already trust, and making yourself of service to both of those people. It's also about selling. And luckily, I have a lot of experts I've met by networking this year who can help my author community with selling, because this is a problem point for me, a pain point for me. And we got Fred Diamond, we got Franklin Tiger, we got great experts who can help authors sell. So when it comes to me and what I can offer, it's not everything. I can offer something, but there's 99 other problems that authors have. So I'm trying to leverage other people's expertise and give them a platform. I've realized that every time I interview someone, especially the more successful people who've come on for interviews, it's really like when the camera is off, when the record button is off. That's really when we get to know each other. And when people ask, like, how can I support you now? And collaborative people are typically quite successful people. If you look at emails you get from bigger brands, it's not always going to be the me show with them. They'll be talking about things that are useful to you and finding all sorts of reasons to stay top of mind with you while respecting you. So actually delivering content that is valuable to you, not content that is just their reflections and pictures of their cats and apologies for, the month that they went MIA and some excuses why. Collaborative brands are there for each other. They're there for their lists. And that's why they're typically, like, we see open rates in the 20, 30, 40% range for brands who are relationship builders and not volume and traffic builders, kind of, doing collabs for the sake of it to borrow audiences and grow their list. We get really caught up in traffic building. And ironically, that's what makes it so hard. We just try to focus so much attention there. We forget about nurturing our lists and getting them to buy. So let's move attention away from traffic. And I wanted to show you a visual because there's lots of ways you can collaborate, but one easy way to do it in a way where you're swapping, you're growing your email list, but you're also going about it slowly so that you can build up that collab muscle and build rapport with every single collab buddy. is to go one at a time. So if you know someone who has an awesome offer that you would share with your audience anyways, connect with them and see if you can do a freebie swap. And if you do that once a week, here, let's see how this might turn out. Let's say you have 1,000 subscribers and you're collaborating with people who respect their lists and therefore have great open rates and great email marketing strategies. Let's say their open rate is 30%, their conversion rate's 10%. This is projections here, right? Every Collab Buddy, every freebie swap is going to be different, but you could get 30 emails without doing any chronic self-promotion, without doing any promotion of yourself, and actually spotlighting another brand, lifting them up, sharing something your audience will like, something that is great value, is a firework experience. We typically put a lot of work into our lead magnets. So like what kinds of things would your audience want? Typically, they'll want things that made them opt into your list in the first place. So other people's lead magnets that actually would benefit them. So we got 30 the first week, 31 the next week, because let's say hypothetically now your list is a little bigger, so you can work with a brand who's a little bigger. Every week, we're looking at exponential growth. By the end of this, again, I'm not predicting the future, but you could have 132 subscribers coming in every single week without doing any me show promotion. And that would bring you to 4,300-ish emails by the end of the year. So, wrong thing. So I just wanted to show you that visual because I know some of us think, let's just do collaborations once in a while and, join random group promotions and hit it and quit it. But it's really important to stay in touch with people in your industry and respect them. Respect your list, respect them, respect yourself too. Like everyone should get something out of it. But hitting it and quitting it is not a good approach for your customers or for your, industry leaders in your space. These are people who might bring in more profit than your email list ever will, right? There's people who, if they like you and they want to work with you, can bring in tens of thousands of new leads for you that you don't have, especially if you're starting out. And it's also just fun to know people in your industry. Those are the people who probably get the struggles more than anyone else and share the same passions as you. You can work with your direct competitors even. I think Amana Guy said there's no competition, there's only collaboration, which I love because we're all unique, and someone on my list might be on my list because they like my content, but they'll never buy from me because they like someone else's vibe better. So I can send them to someone else's list while they're still in the consideration phase with me, and vice versa. Someone else might send me someone who hasn't bought from them yet, but they like my vibe better for whatever reason, because we're all different. So that's something I want to encourage everyone to do. And I know we have Free Speech Friday in this group where we post our books, right? And I really, really, really want you to start considering why you're doing that, what you're going to get out of that. For me, if I see promotions and threads in a community for authors, right, I'm going to grab the offers from my friends. There's people who come out to our author mixers every single week who are genuinely my friends. I wish I had a van and was just traveling the world so I can give out hugs to all these people who I see every single week. And of course, I'm going to grab all their books. But I would love for you to start thinking about how you can post your books in this group in a different way. Rather than saying, hey, I wrote a book, look at me, look at this book. What about, hey, I wrote a book in this genre. I would love to connect with other authors in this genre. Let's talk about how we can support each other, lift each other up, start a community together, do some collaborations. just start thinking about your industry. You do not need to do it alone. It gets really lonely and tiring by doing it alone, and that's for everybody too. Like I said, even Tony Robbins gets boring after a while if we're just talking about ourselves. And there's so many amazing, diverse things that your ideal clients, customers, readers are into. And rather than training them to just expect more of you every single time they open your email, you can be a hub of information while lifting up other brands, sharing the burden of visibility with them, turning your competitors into your best friends and best promoters, and just have a lot of fun doing it. Building genuine relationships, nurturing your email list by having a diverse array of topics and offers to share with them, even if they're not your own, just because they will benefit your audience. And, forget about the traffic problem. Work with brands who are ahead of you. Work with brands who are behind you. Just, grab some karma points, and you never know where people are going. I mentioned a couple weeks ago at a collab mixer, my dad is this psychedelic dude who has a toy store with a bunch of brand name toys like Disney and Crayola, and these kids out of college approached him with this goofy toy. It's like a stocking full of grass seeds with grass growing out of its head and some glasses on its face. And he was just like, that's so cool. And he started promoting it in his store and really like vouching for these guys and connected them to Walmart. And it was just a nice thing to do because they had a great offer. And there are people in the publishing space who are, a little behind me. And I'm just like waiting for them to get their offers ready because I know they're just great offers and they're going places and I want to help them get there. And like these guys, those were grass heads. I think they're called Chia Pets. They've since made Hatchimals and Paw Patrol. They're a $1 billion company who like to give my dad great deals as a eternal thank you for giving them a shot. So you never know who's going places, and just respect everyone. Same thing with when you go to the restaurant, say, hey, what's up to your servers, and just keep in mind that everyone has lots of talents and gifts and deserves your respect. We're not a bunch of numbers. As brands, we don't like to be treated like numbers. It's like heartbreaking sometimes when certain people don't return or beta manuscripts or leave a review. So like we get it, right? And yeah, let's just do what we can to be generous and lift each other up. And it actually pays. Pays to stop just making it about us and making it about the community around you. And the community includes your customers and the other brands who serve your customers. So that's my soapbox moment for the day. There's so much more that I could talk about. I think I want to go back full circle and just say wherever you're at, the best thing to do is just get over yourself and put yourself out there, and it's okay. If you're not 30 steps ahead, just go. So thank you for listening, whoever's out there, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll be in touch in the group. If you are interested in promoting your stuff outside of Free Speech Friday, do it in a collaborative way. If you want to put your book out there, this is an author community, right? So put your book out there, post a photo of your book, say what genre you're in and what types of collaborations you're looking to get to be involved in. It could be a freebie swap, a group promotion, a white label, affiliate marketing, partnerships, whatever it is. Start collaborating, start leveraging each other. Alrighty, that's it for today. We will see you soon. How do I